2021 is coming to a close, so it's time for one more shot of From a Man's Perspective. And this week, we're talking about how do I motivate my man? Why do men ghost so much? And how do I get my man to commit to me over everyone else he's dating? Ooh, great questions this week. Let's talk about it on Optimal Expression. Hello and welcome to Optimal Expression, where we embrace our greatest potential to manifest our wildest dreams. Good people, can you believe it? Time flies. It passes so quickly. I can't believe that 2021 is coming to a close. And this series in particular has really been a lot of fun for me to do. It started earlier this year after I did a girls talk with Blue Tarot. Much love and respect to you, Blue. Hope everything is good for you. And wishing you a great new year to come. And I'm wishing a great new year to all of my good people out there, because we can't do anything but rise. Exactly. Keep your eyes on the prize and continue to rise. That's my Baptist sermon for today. Now that we have that out the way, let's hop right into it and get to these questions. I can't wait. Y'all know how I do it, and I got my paper right here on deck. All right. The first question comes to us from Stacy, and Stacy wants to know. She says, let's see. How do I motivate my man to want more? He plays video games all day and works at the same job with no prospect of promotion. I'm in school, coming out soon with my master's. I want a home and marriage. I'm ready to level up. How do I get him to want the same? Ooh, well, Stacy, thank you for your question. And this is a good question. Sometimes I'm going to tell you, men, we don't want to grow up. I know. I love playing video games. And if I'm not careful, I can go on a binge that can feel like forever. And if you find that your man is complacent and he doesn't seem to have much ambition, he likes sitting on the couch with Netflix or the video game all day. He doesn't seem to want more. He's not going back to school. He's not trying to further his career, but you sound like you're on a different track. Well, my love, sometimes this is what happens. Sometimes this is how couples grow apart. Now, the most important thing is that you continue on your track. In a healthy situation, the two sides balance each other, right? If one person sees that the other is making strides to advance, a lot of times that will be enough to inspire the other person to begin to do something to advance themselves as well. However, this isn't always the case. In your case, I would say the first thing you would need to do, if you haven't done it already, is communicate. Communicate with your man first. That's number one. Let him know, if you haven't already, bae, it's time to move on up. Let him know how you feel, okay? And the most important thing is to let a man know you believe in him. We need that. So the best approach is don't come down on him. Don't rag on him. Don't say all you do is play the game and you don't do shit. He gonna cut you out. He's gonna cut you out. He's not gonna hear anything you have to say. Tone and approach is very important. Make sure you come to your man and say, babe, I'm coming out of school soon. I'm excited about the possible future we could have together. And maybe make some suggestions. Tell him that you can see him in a greater role. Tell him that you believe that he has it in him to be bigger. Word choice is very important. Okay. Word choice is very important because sometimes a man in that position may be self-conscious even though he's not saying anything. So the wrong word, he could be very word sensitive. So you just want to get across that you believe in him, and you believe that greater is in store for him as well, and that you're willing to help him if necessary. And see if you can open up some dialogue about what can be done to help him advance further in his career and other things, so that you all can rise to the next level together. Okay? Keep this in mind though. This is your vision. This is your ascension. He may not share that vision, and you have to be prepared for him to not want more. It very well may be the case that you guys have reached the end of the line together, if this is that important to you. Okay? It may be that he doesn't want more and he's fine just the way he is. If you know you want more, and you want a man who is inspired to be more and more ambitious, perhaps you may want to wish him the best and go your separate way. It may come to that, and I need you to be prepared for that, because if a man isn't self-motivated, then most times it's not enough for anyone else to tell him what he needs to do. Unfortunately, sometimes the only thing that will motivate a man is loss. You may have to leave before he realizes he got to get himself together. Okay? Now, this is not a game. Do not leave unless you're prepared for it to be over. Understand that as well, okay? So, to summarize everything, have a conversation with your man. Sow into him. Tell him you believe in him. And try to open up a dialogue between the two of you, so that hopefully you can help him get on track to where he is in a mode of advancing as you are. Be prepared, though, for him to not be ready to be on board. Also, be prepared to move on if this track that you're on is that important to you. Okay? I hope that answered your question, Stacy, because I'm moving on to question number 2. I'm moving on to question number 2. Question number 2 comes to us from Caitlin. And Caitlin says, I've been ghosted in my past 2 relationships. I thought things were going well, and out of the blue, I can't get in touch with them, and I can't talk to them anymore. This is very frustrating. I'm ready for love. Why do men play games like this? Why do they ghost you? Okay. This is a good question, Caitlin. And I'm glad you brought it up. Because yes, men will ghost you. Men will do that. However, we ain't the only ones who do it. Men will ghost, but women will ghost as well. You may not like what I'm about to say, Caitlin, but we keep it a stack here. The question I would ask you is, what are you doing to attract these type of guys? The common denominator in the situation is you, Caitlin. Now, I'm not in the business of pointing fingers, but we want to get to the heart of the matter. Nobody deserves to be ghosted. You don't deserve to be ghosted. However, this is something that is continuously happening for you. So, Caitlin, the question I would say is, what are you doing to attract these type of guys? Where are you meeting these men? Okay? And how quickly are you having sex with them? Understand, it don't take a man long. Men know if they want to commit to you. Men know if you are wifey material for them. And men know if you are a hit and run. Sounds to me like men are assessing you as a hit and run. Now, this is what we need to look a little further into. Why are men assessing you, Caitlin, as a hit and run? Are you giving up the tail a little bit too quickly? Are you taking some time to get to know them, to find out if they want the same things that you want? Here's the thing. Men who are on bullshit don't have a lot of time. Men who are on hit and run missions don't have a lot of time. They don't have time to get to know you because they don't want to get to know you. They trying to get in your drawers and they trying to move around. You have to take time out. Number one, knowing what you want and being very clear in that. If you know you want commitment, be sure that whoever you are considering or whoever you are dating, talking to, is wanting the same thing. Okay? Now, a man gonna tell you that in the door if he feel like that's what he need to say. But time will tell. Now, is he telling dirty jokes too soon? Is he bringing up sex too soon? Is he asking you your favorite position like on the second or first conversation? These are red flags that they don't plan to stick around. If he's asking you, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? You got a good one. If he has a plan for himself for the next 5 of 10 years and he wants to include you in that plan and he says he can see that, okay, let's see. Let's give it time. Okay? Now, I'm not finna tell you to give somebody a 90-day rule. It don't take that long. Okay? Normally, I'm gonna tell you this though. Normally, 15 days. A dude who's on a hit and run mission, if he ain't smashing in 15 days, he usually on to the next. Or you can't get a hold of him because, okay, fine. She taking too long. I'm getting with her because she ready to get busy right now. All right? I would say make sure you take time to get to know the guys a little better. Make sure you learn more about who they are. I know some men can be very deceptive, okay? Sometimes they can give you an impression that they're more mature than they are, or that they want something more and they don't, okay? You're going to have to learn to use your intuition and take a little more time. Now, why do men do it? The same as why anyone ghosts, okay? Because they're too immature to have a conversation. They're too immature to say how they really feel and to end things in an amicable way. To end things to say, hey, you know what? I don't think this is working for me. No shade to you. I think you're a cool person. We probably just aren't the best match. Wish you the best and then end things. That takes a lot of maturity. It takes a lot of courage too. A lot of times cowards are the ones who ghost because they scared. They don't want to have a conversation because they don't want to hear what you got to say. And they're very selfish as well. That's a very selfish thing to ghost, all right? I did a video about ghosting. I'll add it at the end of this. Check it out if you haven't seen it already, okay? But men do it because they're immature and they're not ready anyway. So, Caitlin, I hope that this answer helped you. And I would just say be sure to be more careful about who you decide to date. Take a little more time to get to know them. Do not rush into the bedroom with them, okay? And if they aren't trying to be any more serious, if they aren't trying to be serious, that's going to be quite apparent in short time. So just take your time. Go slow. A man who really wants you is not in a rush. In his mind, if you're the one, he's got the rest of his life to get you, to be with you, because that's his plan. If he's in a rush, he ain't the one, and he just might ghost you. All right? I hope that answered your question. Now, on to my third and final question. And this comes to us from Shanice. And Shanice wants to know. She says, I'm dating someone who is dating other people. He is quite the ladies' man. He's dating quite a few girls. How do I get his attention enough for him to pick me over the others? Competition, competition, competition. Well, Shawnice, it sounds to me like this is a situation where you meet somebody and you ask them, are you dating other people? And they say, yeah, I'm dating other people. Honest, that's good. At least he's honest about it. At least he's not telling you it's only you and you find out later that it's not. He's dating other people. My question is, are you dating other people? Based on the question, I'm going to say you probably aren't. Okay? Understand, when a man is exercising his options, he does it because he can. I'm willing to guess that this dude probably got it going on. Probably a very tall and attractive fella. Women lose their mind over tall men. They'll fight over him. I tell you, God knew what he was doing when he didn't give me another 4 inches. That's another show. Anyway, but I'm going to say this. If you want to get your man's attention and you want him to pick you, I think you need to be clear on what he wants. Is he giving you any indication that he wants to settle down and commit? My guess is no. You cannot get a man to commit before he's ready. What you can do, however, though, is be clear about what you want. And be clear that, hey, when you just meet somebody, you assume they're dating other people, right? Most people are dating somebody, seeing somebody in some capacity when you first meet them, in the most general sense. Now, they have not settled down with these people either. One, because whoever they're dating just ain't the one, and they're going to date them till they find the one. Or that person just isn't ready to settle down. Okay? Based on what I'm feeling from your question, I don't think your man is ready to settle down. If you are ready to settle down, be clear with him about what you want. Now, it's very important. Tone and approach. Ladies, tone and approach can make a simple situation simpler. Okay? When it comes to a man, tone and approach is very important. Don't come at him nagging. Don't come at him in a confrontational tone. Just be cool. Be open and honest with him the same way he's open and honest with you. Okay? Let him know that you're looking to settle down if you haven't already. Okay? Now, if you're clear about what you want and you have a conversation with him and he says he ain't ready just yet, take him at his word. If he ain't ready, he ain't ready. And you cannot make him be ready. What you can do, though, is find someone who is. If you like the guy, date him and exercise your options as well. Okay? Because believe me, there is a man out there who is ready to commit to you. And no matter how much you like this guy, just because you're ready, he's not ready. Okay? And no matter how much you like him, it doesn't mean that there isn't someone who you can like just as much, if not more, especially if they want the same thing you want. So, I would say if you're not dating other people, date other people. That's what he's doing. Date other people and prioritize those who are ready to settle down. Now, if you find yourself emotionally entangled with this man and it's harder to let go, that's going to be a little tougher, okay? And you're going to have to try to cut him off in cold turkey. Because here's the thing, a guy like that will string you along. He will. And you don't want to be in that situation to allow him to string you along and play on your emotions. And men, we're good. We're good at seeing that. We'll see if we got somebody. And he ain't going to straighten up just because you want him to. If he can string you along and continue to have his cake and eat it too, he will. So in order to protect yourself, okay, you may have to be prepared to cut him off. Once again, sometimes a man has to lose you before he knows that he can't be without you. If you cut him off and he does not come running towards you, you won, because he was never going to choose you anyway. If you cut him off and he realizes that these other females he's been running around with isn't it, and he can't be without you, and he's ready to settle down, if it means that's how he can be with you, then you won. Either way it goes, you win. Okay? So communicate with him. Tell him what you want. Tell him what you need. Tell him what you're looking for. Okay? And regardless, and take him at his word if he says he's not ready. If he says he's ready, cool. But no matter what, be yourself. Don't try to be somebody else to compete with these other chicks, because a man knows if it's you or not. Okay? And you don't want to try to pull somebody in by putting on a persona that's not really you. Later on down the line, once he figures out that's not you, he's going to leave you for somebody who really is like that. Okay? Be you, no matter what. Be open and honest about what you want. Okay? And if he ain't ready, exercise your options to find someone who is. If you are emotionally entangled with him, it's going to be more difficult to move on, but you must do it for your own good. Do not allow him to string you along, because he will if you let him. I hope that answered your question. 2021 has been a rocky ride, but overall, a pretty decent one nonetheless. Looking forward to bigger and better things in the new year. I wish you all a very happy and peaceful and prosperous new year. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And I'll see you all here again next time, next year, on Optimal Expression. Peace and love.